Hello, I'm Shimelis and welcome to History with Shime video learning program. Today's lesson is Grade 12 History Unit 1 Part 3. It's about Italian unification. Before the lesson, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, like and share this channel. The unification of Italy. In the second half of Italy was politically a divided state. And in 1852, Italy was a politically divided and Austrian influence was still supreme. In the north, the two rich provinces of Lombardy and Venetia were part of the Austrian Empire. The petty states of Parma, Modena, Tuscany were ruled by rurals related to the Habsburg Emperor of Austria. Whereas the Papal States, Romagna, Marches, Umbria, and Rome, and of course Patrimony, were ruled by the Pope of Roman Catholic Church. The only independent state of Austria was Piedmont, Sardinia. It was the only Italian state that was really independent of Austria and that had a constitution, parliament, and the civil rights. This situation made it possible for Piedmont to take lead in the movement for Italian unification. Liberals, nationalists all over Italy saw their hope of a united Italy in the unification with Piedmont under the constitutional monarchy of Victor Emmanuel II. The main obstacle to Italian political unification was the power of Austria. Why? Because Austria wanted to maintain the status quo, means Austria wanted to continue its dominance over Italian state and ruling Venetia and Lombardy. Another obstacle could be the weakness of national sentiment in Italy. These are one of the obstacles of Italian unification. However, there was, of course, a favorable factor in the struggle for unification was the diplomatic isolation of Austria after the Crimean War of 1855-1856 and rivalries between France and Austria in Italy, which meant that Italian nationalism was able to use the French help for Italian aims. When we look, very important personalities in Italian unification was Camillo Cavour, means Camillo Benso di Cavour could be one of the major important personality in the unification of Italy in unifying Italy. He became the prime minister of Piedmont from 1850 to 1862. And he was, of course, the main architect of Italian unification from above. In 1858, Cavour met the French Emperor Napoleon III secretly at Plombières in France and succeeded in reaching an agreement with Napoleon for an alliance of France and Piedmont against Austria. Based on this agreement, in April 1859, Cavour successfully provoked a declaration of war by Austria on Piedmont. Napoleon III then intervened on the side of Piedmont against Austria. The combined force of invaded Lombardy and defeated the Austrian army at the Battle of Magenta and Solferino in June 1859. The Austrians were driven out of Lombardy, but still held Venetia until 1866. So Venetia remained under Austria until 1866. One of the results of the Battle of Solferino was the establishment of International Red Cross Association by a Swiss humanitarian Henry Dunant. Napoleon however, concluded a unilateral peace treaty with Austria on the basis that Austria ceded Lombardy to Piedmont but kept Venetia. Following this success, in 1860, there was an uprising in Sicily against the unpopular government of the Kingdom of Naples. The revolt was led by one of the most important individuals who contributed a great deal in the unification of Italy was Garibaldi or Giuseppe Garibaldi. Using his famous thousand volunteers, controlled Sicily and Naples on September 7, 1860. Reasons for his success were 1. His own skill as a leader in guerrilla warfare, hit and run technique, his and magnetic personality, of course. When I say magnetic personality, his ability to attract supporters. The second very important factor which helped him was his successful mobilization of the Sicilian masses and the demoralization of the army of Naples could be one of the reasons for his success. The 18 the Italian government used the 1866 Austro-Prussian War and 1870-71 Franco-Prussian War to complete Italian unification means in order to include Venetia and Rome, Italy used this international crisis. For example, Prussia's success in the Austro-Prussian War of 1866 forced Austria to cede Venetia to Italy, whereas in 1870 the Franco-Prussian War forced Napoleon III to withdraw French troops from Rome, which stationed in Rome in 1849. So the Italian government therefore sent its troops and seized Rome in September 1870. With this, the Italian unification was completed, and Rome became the capital of a united Italy. With this, I am winding up my lesson. Please, my student, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this channel. Bye bye.